And then just like you were talking about with the machines, here in Georgia, they're wanting to push it, spend another 70 to $100 million on upgrading machines and putting in, upgrading software, updating software and putting in new machines. And the thing about it is none of these machines are even, they're not even EAC certified to begin with, or weren't correctly certified. Or, what a lot of people don't understand is they say, well, the machines are certified and we have this certification. Well, did you certify every single machine? Or did you look at one and do a rubber stamp for the entire state? Because if you look at Georgia, we're all Dominion. We're all no ink as well. So now we're all Liberty Vote, which that's a disaster. That's
Yeah,
something else we can talk about. That's a
we
total
should talk about
disaster.
that.
Yeah,
Great
with
point.
that merger.
Yes, that's a great point. Holly, there's a suggestion on the part of a few people that really it was only rebranded. Has there been any substantive change, or is it just a rebranding?
No, just a rebranding, and I think perhaps there was so much mayhem and controversy over Dominion and what was coming out with Dominion. To me, it's just hey, let's make a switch here. Let's cover this up and we'll make it look all nice and pretty and just put a new name on it, and then everything's wonderful again, and everything's not wonderful. So, and we've been told too that the technology is not going to change at all. Everything's going to be the same. And, that's a problem. The whole thing really is a problem as far as, these machines and the electronics. There's no way to fully safeguard a vote. I mean, period. They're connected to the internet. We know that. And, of course, I love when I still hear people say they're not connected to the internet. I'm like, no, they are. And people have slipped up and said that they are and admitted it. So we now have that confirmation for sure, even from the other side, they are. But when you get into those sort of things, with the connections to the internet, and you can have whatever firewalls, you can have all the security apparatus that you want to. But when you're talking about things going from system to system, and then from, it's going to be traveling across, the line, or being uploaded to a cloud somewhere, that opens the door for interference from everywhere. I mean, it could be, well, look at Amazon Web Services that just went down. And I
Yeah.
believe No Ink is on AWS Cloud Services. And so, there's just room for so many different things, as y'all know, when it comes to the elections, so many vulnerabilities. And that's just from the electronic side of things. Then you get into actually on the ground and chain of custody matters and people not wanting to officially follow the law. And, I do feel like if people would follow the law that are on the books already, then maybe half of our problems would subside a little bit.
No
If we
kidding.
could, yeah, if we could just get them to follow the law, and there be some accountability there, then that might solve some issues. But yeah, this acquisition between No Ink and Dominion and falling under Liberty Vote, that is just, to me, in my opinion, that's just, it's a bunch of hogwash.
Yeah.
Let me ask, Chris, does that shield them at all from any lawsuits? I mean, what is the reason for that? Is it just a rebranding campaign, or does it actually absolve them of any problems other than criminal prosecution of individuals?
I think to the extent, it's who owned and who was operating the system at the time that the either the criminal acts or the illegal acts occurred. I mean, you can't commit, civil fraud, voter fraud, or criminal acts related to elections, then sell your company and say, okay, well, sorry, I'm out of the deal. That's not how it works. So no, that doesn't help them. But I was curious because and I don't really know why they sold or why they're doing the rebranding, but I think a large part of it is probably because they want to change, they want to get away from this ignominious term Dominion voting systems, which has such a disreputable name now among anybody who knows anything about elections. And so I think maybe they were trying to sort of get out from under that by changing the name. But according to what you're saying, Holly, it doesn't move the needle at all.
Same pig, different dress.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that. I usually say same song, different verse.
exactly.